This video is sponsored by Kamikoto. Stick around to find out how you can save $50 on Japanese steel knives.
Last week we had a few bumps when we arrived in Martinique, and this week we have a few problems to tackle before we can get off the boat and celebrate that we finally made it to the Caribbean.
Why is it take? Let's pull the plug and start a shovel on another page. I can't imagine us going eye for eye. Yeah, I'd be blind so quick my sense.
Returning to civilization after weeks at sea really it shifts your concern from maintaining course and feeding everyone to tackling a massive cleanup, repairing everything that broke along the way, restocking food, water, fuel, gas, everything that makes life work, and the list just goes on. But first things first, we have to check in. Which, by the way, really is ridiculously easy in Martinique. You just go to this cafe called Boo Boo, enter your data, print the form, and pay €5 to the guy at the counter. That's it. Anyway, now that is done, it's really time to check the damage below the waterline. As you can see, there is a lot of line still wrapped around the shaft, which is not a major issue in itself, but the potential danger here lies in the cutlass bearing, which got pushed inward. We had this happen to us before, when we just got blue. And at that time, a diver assured us that hauling out right away really wasn't necessary as long as we had no water leakage through the shaft seal and the shaft wouldn't get too hot when running the engine. So back then, we didn't replace the bearing until 1.5 years later during a haul out, and we never had any issues. This time, it does look a lot worse because there's so much more line, but the problem is we just can't stay here. Both outboards are not working, and rowing 3 miles to shore in a small dinghy with a baby, no. So moving it is. Fingers crossed, and let's start the engine. Bless our dear friend Ryan though, from Sailing Sunday. He came along as mental support in these very tough times. He guided us to a big spot right next to their boat, and here we can re-anchor and just yell over to them whenever we need a ride to shore, because they have a working dinghy, but they of course do need to hear us this time.
That was really hard, eh?
That's how we
Oh yeah, and then there's the bloody mess over there.
Turns out Ryan is also quite handy with engines, and he offered to help Alex fix our outboard because we have a leaking fuel pump to clean, and then we can be mobile again without help.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
What's your name?
What's your name? What's your name?
I'm Ryan.
Tony! You, Tony!
No, yeah. The hard thing is that mechanics will go like, man, don't do that. Yeah, it's still so dirty, huh?
What are you doing?
I know, shit. Just cleaning this bad boy out, and then we tip it in the ocean when we're done.
No, let's get
No,
on.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right, come on, baby, let's do this.
Alright. That's pretty easy, I guess.
First time lucky.
It's alive! It's alive! That's amazing! It was actually the first one. I didn't do it. It's not staged. I did the first one.
Yeah, hold on a sec. Do it again.
Yep, here we go. Wait, I'll do it again and I'll show you.
Wow.
Wow!
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks so much for your help. It was an afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, it was only half an hour. What are you talking about?
We're mobile. We can take away all of the diapers.
So we got potatoes in Las Palmas, and we got potatoes in Cape Verde. And we still have both, but look at the difference. I think this is how you notice that they use pesticides probably on things, or like genetically modified, because the difference is insane. Look at this. These are from Cape Verde. They're like 3 weeks old. This is what they started doing already after a week. And they're like rotting. This one is actually completely hollow. It's insane. I've never seen that with a potato. And these are the ones from Las Palmas, which are 7 weeks old. This one is fine. This one, I don't know, not so much.
Whoa. Yeah, it's been, what day is it? Monday? No, it's Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
So it's been 5 days. We haven't really moved and we haven't get used to the squalls in the morning.
Crazy weather, eh? Jeez.
Meaning that we don't have patience, energy and grown-up mentality to clean up our cockpit. Now all the cushions are wet again, just like every morning. They dry over the course of the day, and then when we're ready to clean up, we just fall asleep. Same thing all over again. We really have to get our shit together. So today we're gonna clean up the cockpit, get the boat ready and actually start moving to a new anchorage. And I think after all of this, we deserve some fun.
Thank you to this week's sponsor, Kamikoto Knives. Wasting space in a small galley with a drawer full of dull knives is considered a crime amongst sailors. So when Kamikoto approached us last year, we couldn't say no to the big, sharp slicing thing. Perfect for prepping that fish we caught in the Caribbean. We use them every day on the boat and in the house, and we have no need for other kitchen knives. Now we live on shore again and have a bit more space in our kitchen, so this year they sent us their new heavy-duty cleaver. These knives are used by Michelin star chefs all over the world. They are made with high quality Japanese steel using traditional techniques. Each knife comes individually inspected and comes with a lifetime guarantee. And the knives come in this beautiful heavy duty ash box, which makes a great present, especially with the holidays coming up soon. So if you want your own set or give the joy of real life Fruit Ninja, Kamikoto is now running a massive holiday sale and offers you an extra $50 off of any purchase with the discount code LittleThings. So go to kamikoto.com/littlethings and get your own box of razor sharp Japanese steel knives. I can hear it.
You can find the link in the description. Click the link in the description.
Days in the Caribbean start early. Nights come quickly, but you still stay awake. So naturally, we have to get used to that rhythm. We just beat all day. Well, today's Sunday, everything's closed. And we decided to stay a bit longer until we get everything sorted. We have a dinghy situation. The dinghy's just not big enough for a family of 3 in the Caribbean. We need the semi-rigid one. Yeah, that's a realization that comes a bit late. So now we have to scout a new dinghy somewhere, which is not easy, to be honest, when you don't really have means of transportation to get to a chandler and look at them, because both of our outboard engines died on us. We got the 2.3 horsepower air-cooled Honda, which was really okay in the med, very loud and obnoxious, but it worked fine. That kind of died on us now because we haven't used it for such a long time, so it needs a service. But we never did it because we got a 6 horsepower Yamaha second hand, which was a great deal because it was $400. It had some nicks, we were aware of them, but it was nothing major. It was just a leaking fuel pump. So we thought, alright, we can fix that one with here. It's still running. Then the bracket has the bolts and the thread were just worn, but now that broke too and we can't really clamp it onto our dinghy. Now the gears don't click in anymore. So now we're kind of stuck here in paradise, a few meters from beaches and towns and cafes, and I just want to have beers on the beach and, I don't know, enjoy life. It's hard to do that because we're always dependent on others. Other cruisers are really nice and they help us every day, so we're really thankful. It's just, yeah, first week has been a bit difficult. Anyways, trying to enjoy it. Today's Sunday is gonna be work day. Yeah, amazing. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Okay, current situation. I actually managed to make it work. Put it on the dinghy and let it idle for a bit and choke. And then it just warmed up a bit and got used to being run again. It runs like a charm. Honda, always Honda. Honda always works. So now I'm working on the Yamaha. I feel like it slips out of gear, so not out of gear, it just doesn't accelerate in gear. So I feel like the dog clutch is broken. I'm going to pull out the gears and hope that I don't don't spill all the oil. Mandy's gonna enjoy her life and swim.
For the first time since we arrived.
Okay, fair enough. For the first time, she's working hard. She's taking care of the kid. She's been cleaning up all the time. So after a week, she's gonna take her first swim.
I just need to get over my irrational fear again of jumping in the water and then seeing shit. No.
So what are you scared about?
I don't know. Fish that apparently really are here.
You're made for this life.
No, I'm probably not, but you know.
Good days. We found the one small store that sells Yamaha parts. Main dealer of Yamaha is in Fort-de-France, which is an hour drive. So we were lucky to have it found here. We have a shiny new prop, and that solves all of our problems, because I don't know why I opened up the whole engine. If I go in idle revs, forward gear, I get forward, but once I rev up and I go full throttle, it just seems like something's slipping. And the only thing that can slip in an outboard engine is the prop bearing, which is more or less a fuse of when you hit a rock, because the gears are always engaged and you don't want to damage your gearbox. This is the fuse that saves your outboard from breaking when you hit a rock. Now this is shiny and brand new, and we can actually attach it, and then we have a brand new engine. And we're free to go anywhere we like.
Maybe the seal still?
Oh yeah, what? Seal? Yeah, fuel. Oh, okay, we have a leaking fuel pump. Never mind. Yeah, that definitely hit something, huh?
Yeah, that doesn't look too great.
What's Grice at? Oh, maybe it's just me? No, that's okay. Whatever. It has a slightly different tilt, so I don't know what happens next. Perfect.
Alright.
Here we go.
Done?
Done.
That was a quick job compared to all the other things you did on the engine before.
I don't know why I did all of that.
Are you proud of Daddy? Because he did it. He fixed our outboard and now we can go ashore.
Yeah, but I still need to fill it up with gearbox oil.
But that's the last thing, right?
That's the last thing, and then we can go to town again.
You did like 13 knots alone yesterday, didn't you?
Oh yeah, alone is great.
It was pretty crazy.
Being alone is amazing.
Yeah, the three of us, we do 4 knots, unfortunately. And then we get really wet, but you know, that's life, I guess. You're being a good boy sitting in the chair while Papa and Mama are working, huh? Yeah. Later. Is it better?
Seems to work.
Seems to work. Is it also better or just really quick?
I don't really feel a difference.
No?
No.
Maybe we know what's the difference if it's the two of us.
Yeah, likely.
Let's try that. Let's have lunch and go.
Can't wait till I'm back up on my feet again. Won't be so hard to love. When my window shows about a day. Won't be so hard to love.
We cleaned up the cockpit and I think we're ready to dock for the first time on the fuel dock, because we haven't done that since we left Mindelo. Quite nerve-wracking, to be honest. There's lots of things on this boat that are optimized for offshore, and we still work on getting some of the things back into coastal cruising mode. It's confusing, to be honest. There's so many more things, so many more contraptions for docking and for just being closer to shore. We had a really nice crossing with all the setup. There was nothing to think about. Everything was comfortable. Like, we were surrounded by stuff. No one could fly out of the cockpit. But now that kind of becomes a bit much. It's a hazard everywhere. There's lines and tethers and all that stuff, which doesn't really help us now. We're here for a week now. It's not that simple. I don't know, it's hard to explain. We haven't done laundry yet. It's just like the garbage situation hasn't really been solved. So much trash on this boat. Yeah, I don't know how people do it. They just like anchored for 2-3 days and now they explore the Caribbean. That's not like, we take a bit longer. But we'll get there. Now we're gonna fuel up, get some water, and then head out to St. Anne Anchorage to just get the last things sorted, do some laundry, stay close to the dinghy dock this time because it's a massive anchorage and you need a lot of fuel to get there. So yeah, we're ready to optimize. Let's go! Lass die Kamera los. Sehr gut. Hi! So we made it to Le Marin, which is not really an achievement in terms of sailing, but it is sometimes when your boat looks like that. It's already cleaned up
really
compared to before. And this guy who just constantly wants attention.
But we made it, and we found a good way of keeping him in check. Like, we just need to time it right. Then we're still more seasoned than most boats that are trying to dock next to us on a fuel pontoon.
You just need to be not tired and not hungry, and then life's fine, huh?
Yeah, we'll manage. We'll get back into it. And then we'll be exploring. Bist du müde?
Oh, we like the camera, don't we? We want to play with the microphone now. Because it looks so fluffy.
Okay, genug.